Rubber Ducky here. Welcome to episode 15 of the German campaign in Close Combat 3. We're starting a new operation, and now's a great time to get involved. So, click the subscribe button, like the video, and turn on notifications. We've fought defensively, we've made small gains, and now it's time to take the fight to the Russians. May 15th, 1942. The Bolsheviks have halted before Kharkov. You now command a Kampf group of the 6th Army's best troops. Your objective is to counterattack and destroy troops of the Soviet 6th Army on your front. Use the hills and valleys to cover your advance. Reconnaissance indicates the Red Army has depleted its reserves. Act quickly and decisively to destroy the enemy before he can bring up reinforcements. If we take a look at a few indicators here, we have a vastly more powerful force as we fight back through the battlefields that we never saw. Our current rank is First Lieutenant, and we're well on our way to the next one. So let's go ahead and take a look at the battle briefing. Oops, my bad. Battle briefing. Here we go. The Bolshevist drive on Kharkov has been stopped. Now, launch the attack. The drive toward the Caucasus oil fields begins here. Your objective is to slice through the enemy defenses and begin the advance. Your command is attached to the 6th Army. Your core team should include sufficient armor and infantry firepower to attain your objective. Consider taking on a command vehicle so you can split your forces while maintaining command and control. The terrain is veined with ravines and hills. Some of the ravines offer excellent attack routes. The enemy might deploy tanks in or just east of the farm buildings. Crush the enemy's tanks and you'll gain the upper hand. If you choose to attack along the south flank, watch for tanks and AT guns in the woods. Alright, so we got a lot of open terrain in the middle with a few hills surrounding it and to the east. So it kind of looks like we've got good line of sight from this hill into the farmland. We can also cover the east area if we need to, if their tanks are more that direction. Southeast, there's some crop circle out there, but we do have line of sight there. So that seems like a pretty solid idea to hold that hill and cover everybody as they advance. We have 183 points to work with and a pretty solid army. You spoke and I listened. So we're going to get rid of the gun crew labeled 5cm AT gun instead of refitting it, and we'll be looking to outfit with a Mark IV. Really quick, let's look through here and see what we've got going on. In elite infantry, we do have Sturm Grenadier, so that's going to fill our last spot. We're just going to take that right off the top. We need it. We have already had a specific request for heavy infantry, so we're going to be renaming this into Rambo. So that's taken. Rambo is no longer going to be the half track with the rockets. We're going to rename that to John Matrix. Nobody has actually asked for a name here, but I do kind of like that. So we're going to throw that in. The gun crew, as I said, we are going to retire them. We're going to get 2 points back. Nothing really life-changing there, but we're going to open up a spot. We have 154 points still remaining to figure out what to do. So elite armor only has a Panzer III. Oh, regular armor only has a Panzer IV-D. It's not an F. Did I do this too hastily? There's a Panzer IV F2 as a command vehicle. So we could upgrade Brunner into that. And I don't think we buy another command vehicle. We have 2 command teams. So I don't think we spend 125. Like, refitting Stransky is 108. He's got 4 out of 4 in experience and morale. Brunner's got 5 out of 5 in experience and morale. I kind of thought we would actually have a 4F as a purchase. Maybe that was a previous mission and it didn't carry over. So, let's see what else there is. 4D. That's the one we had before. It's the short-barreled 7.5. Let's see. Can we upgrade the 4D? No. Okay. I wanted to try that before we just went ahead with one of the command teams, but that's not an option. So I think what we will have to do is choose one of the command teams. I kind of like the idea of Brunner just because he is our top dog and he also does have the best performance so far. So I think we stick with him. I think we retire this one, get our 64 points back. We'll spend 108 points on the upgrade for Brunner. And then I don't think that'll leave us enough to do anything with Stransky, but that's okay. We'll still have, 46 points or something left to do whatever else we need. Jorge Castillo does actually need some more manpower, and John Matrix still needs his half track back. It was destroyed in the previous operation. So Brunner's now a tank. Rambo shock troops, Waldo machine gun, Steiner scout, Munat still machine gun. He's an MG34 though, not an MG42. Quellis, um, I don't, I don't think we're gonna refit him, and I don't think we're gonna be taking another Stug at this point. We're gonna wait until we're actually in an urban area where we could ambush. But there are plenty of infantry options available, but no refit for Quellis. So we could eliminate him and take another infantry squad. Jorge, ooh, that's 50. We can't even afford that. Let's see. I think refitting Jorge is actually going to be our best option. We are going to rest John Matrix because I don't necessarily want to get rid of them yet. They have full 5 out of 5 in experience and morale. So we kind of want to keep them around and maybe refit them after the fight. Um, like I was saying, though, if we got rid of Quellis, there's tons of infantry options. We could always take 2 infantry squads or something. Not 2 shock troops. That'd be 62. Um, there are 3 scouts. SS 42, regular 42, SS 41. Okay, that's the difference. Let's see. So I think we take a regular shock troop and fill out our final slot with that. That's 31 of our 46. We'll still have 15 remaining. And then that's going to actually become Garcia. Garcia wants to be a tank. We can't afford a tank. You are going to have to wait there. But it's been a minute since we've had Garcia in the fight, so let's get him back on the battlefield, and hopefully he can do some good things, earning a spot back in the armor. Until then, let's get started with this one, and we'll see if we can take this battlefield. All right, let's see what this looks like. So I think we'll move Jorge as our primary AT system down to the center hill, down here. I kind of want him left of center on it. I don't want him sitting proud on top of it. Oh my gosh, look at it. The status bar. I've only got 4 guys. I totally forgot to actually spend the 15 points and outfit him. He was only 10 points to refit. Oh, that's so stupid. Okay, it's not going to be the end of the world, but just boneheaded. What did I do? I just didn't see it. All right. He is going to have to make do. He can see down here. He can see up there. Not really the back side of that hill, but that's okay. Not a lot of it except on the front face. He can see deep in between the buildings. And the barn does block his line of sight unless something's probably kind of tall on that back building. I kind of like that spot. I don't think that's too bad. I don't think they're going to be in the field in the crop circle. I think they'll be more towards the east with that flag over by the other barn. So I think he's sort of safe there. Let's see. We got so much going on right here. I'm going to have to figure this out. So I want the AT gun in a building because we're not on the defense. We're on the offense. And I think we're going to need them to have a little bit of cover from mortars. But if they have line of sight on tanks from the start, that'd be a great way to kick things off. He does have kind of mixed performance here. He can see all the areas that are unimportant, but not the good spots. And he's very close to the barn. So he can see back here, but unless they push over that hill and flank us from the north, it's not very useful. It's not ideal. He can only see that one little tract of land up there. So I'm thinking, what if we move him down to the barn that has the flag in it, and we stick him right here. And then that way he can see a little bit more, as well as maybe even into the barn. It looks like, yeah, that looks like a much better spot. So I think we'll put him there. It gets him a little bit more distance from a place that they might spawn too. Mulligan, we are going to pull all the way to the back. We're going to rely on forward observers to spot for him and get him somewhere into cover. Andy's Raiders. You know what? I might bring Mulligan down here too. This will give them the farmhouse to hide behind, as well as kind of the hill as an obstruction. Kind of just overall probably a fairly decent spot that we're not likely to be spotted by them immediately. Let's see. Munat. Get out of the way. Here we go. There's Munat. Where's Stransky? Oh, I thought he was in that pile of men that Munat was with. So Stransky down here to help support the mortar teams, give them more effective fire and keep them from fleeing. Let's see. We'll tuck Mulligan right up against the building, I guess, so they're not on top of each other. Garcia, you are now heavy infantry. We're going to put you in this building to prepare for an assault. And Rambo, you're going to do the same thing. As much as I don't want two teams in one building, I think Rambo's going to have to go with Graf von Bonhoff and assault from that building just to get kind of two directions of assault. Let's see what it looks like when we get them in there. It is going to be crowded for a minute, but they're not staying there to fight. They're just staging there so they don't immediately get popped. Let's see. Defend. Okay. That could work, I think. Steiner, we got recon. I think we're going to put him, I don't know, somewhere in this gully. We're going to have him scout up to the top of that hill, see if he can get eyes on the whole battlefield up there. Waldo's got an MG. I think we're going to need him to support maybe, let's see. Waldo's the MG 34. Munat is the MG 42. So maybe we bring Munat down to help Jorge Castillo. What about not a lot of line of sight there? There's kind of that hill back here. What about here? Oh, he's got good line of sight there. He can see over a lot of stuff. So I might actually leave him back here in the back. And then Waldo, I kind of like the idea of him over here with Jorge. I just don't know if this is the best spot because there's not a ton of cover. But Waldo could be here. That way he'll draw some fire from Jorge as well as be able to put some fire back down if they have infantry crawling up. He can see all the way down into the farmland, and that's going to be helpful too. That way Jorge's getting tanks, Waldo can get maneuvering infantry. So I think that's going to be a solid combination on the top of the hill. And what about over here? Oh yeah, he can see all the way across that. So for any reason we do maneuver across there, he can put suppressive fire on those buildings. That's not my plan. I would prefer to go around the north and then just move into that building from behind, basically. But if something comes up and there's a reason not to do that, we've got line of sight there. Stransky's got good cover. Brunner's got good cover. They both can support all the troops in their vicinity. I think that's pretty good. I want Brunner to not have any line of sight, basically, at least right off the rip. We'll see if we move him once things get started. But I don't want anybody in that barn to shoot Brunner before the assault begins. I think everything looks pretty good. Jorge and Waldo don't get support, but that's just the name of the game. Because if we put him up here, well, what's more important, I guess? Maybe we do leave him up here. I was thinking the mortars, but Jorge is already down a couple men, 3 men or something. So what if we support these guys? We don't support the mortars, but then hopefully anybody that Jorge has to engage is a priority target. He's geared up and pumped and he's ready to fight. And then Stransky could run down to the mortars if we need him to. I'd move the mortars up, but I don't know that that's a good idea just because it puts them in sort of line of sight with that barn up there. The hill would cover them east, but nothing northeast. All right, everybody's ready to go. I do want Brunner on defend right now, just so if somebody does start shooting at him, he's ready to engage because it's going to be very close. Garcia, defend as well. All right. Munat's free to open up if anybody's like east of the barn in that north area. All right, let's do it. That's a nice start. No obvious signs of enemy. They do have much lower power than we do, according to the status bars. So maybe they're going to have to play more of a turtle defense anyway. They have good cover over there in the mountains. So I worry about mortars. I worry about tanks sitting in the ravines between the mountains. But I think since they're not right here, that looks very good for us. So I'm going to pop some smoke, and we're going to go for the tractor shed. I hate to waste our smoke, but at the same time, they could just be sitting there waiting, and as soon as we run out, we lose our stormtroops, like first shot in the game. Not a big smoke screen, just a little bit of an obstruction. All right. Secure smoke. And let's do it. Let's go Rambo first, just because they have further to cover. Garcia. There we go. In synchrony. No shots. Oh, it's empty. Beautiful. All right. Actually, you just get into the building. And then Garcia, maybe go to the far corner in the top, and we'll move them into the little shed above this. Sweet. All right, that's secure. All right, Munat, you set up, and you can cover our advance. I don't want to move the stormtroops out just yet. We're going to allow Recon to go out with Steiner, maybe spot for the enemy, and then as much as it's, just a patience game for the infantry, they won't be the ones to immediately get noticed and shot. I do like this little low spot right in front of us to the east. They could use that to advance down to the water. So we'll go down through here, and Steiner is going to spot, hopefully, anything in the tree. Let's actually get these guys to run since it's in the open. And then I think we'll have them crawl through the ravine, but let's get them across the open field first. All right, Munat's on defend in case anybody opens up on these boys. And Rambo should be still sitting in his position overseeing the southeast flank. Yep. Nobody's maneuvering down there. All right, as the infantry cross the river, I feel safer moving up Brunner now. I think we just leave these guys on defend cover in the southeast. These guys still see... Oh, mortar. We still can't find him. All right, get behind the hill, because wherever their spotter is, he is looking at them there, which I'm kind of surprised he can see him there. Yeah, maybe we still have him go through here, but we're going to have him get into the trees. Just a couple of shots, so wherever their spotter is, he doesn't have good line of sight, but he's got weird line of sight. So I think as long as Brunner advances through these trees and crosses downstream, he should have some fairly good concealment from their observer. They've been sitting there for a minute. Nobody's really spotted him. I want to move him, but I am giving him just a second. I want to make sure our guys get kind of caught up to him. They're a little bit lagging behind, but as soon as they get that flag, the enemy's going to know where we are, so I didn't want him to get too far ahead. Brunner's still got everybody too supported, so we're going to keep creeping him up slowly. I don't know, maybe right down to here. And not on the hill, but adjacent to it, we'll have the infantry secure the hill, and we'll keep Brunner on the low ground. We don't want him silhouetting against the sky to whatever observer is south of this hill. Oh, contact. There we go. Good shots, Brunner. Keep firing. See if those mortars will help. Hit. Brunner lost sight. We'll let the infantry catch up before we keep peppering it. These guys are still lagging behind a little bit, but they're doing okay. All right, Rambo, you're almost there. Get Brunner up here because we know there are troops down there. Drop more mortars. Uh-oh. Enemy mortar. Oh! Right on top of Rambo. Come on, Rambo. Get some shots out. Those 120s are bad. I don't know. Oh, we got infantry advancing there. Uh-oh, uh-oh. It's getting kind of chaotic. Nope, still no line of sight. Come on, Garcia, you've got good line of sight. This recon team down in the river is really messing us up. Munat, start moving down. We're going to have to start closing in on their left flank. No line of sight. Those 120s, man. Ooh. I want 120s. We're going to be looking for some 120s soon. All right. I don't care if we obscure Garcia's view. I just want them to stop shooting at him. We'll drop mortars on him. We are just going to charge him, I think. Uh-oh. They're actually like all incapacitated or dead. We were down to one guy. Never mind. I thought when they were just laying there, they were ready to go. It's only one guy. He's got to just sit tight for a minute. Brunner will help clean it up. There we go. Beautiful shooting. That's where they all are. They're just in the back, but now they're maneuvering. Uh-oh. Jorge has no line of sight. He can't support. All right. Munat, keep moving. Get up on this hill. All right. As long as Steiner is unnoticed, I'm happy with him sneaking even at the expense of them being winded. I'd rather them not get spotted since everybody kind of knows Garcia's doing Garcia things. But if Steiner can get eyes on without being detected, I like it. We'll keep Rambo moving up just a little bit. I know he's kind of just... Oh, one of them regained consciousness. Can they do that? Up. Mortar. Fire. Nope, can't see the hill. Oh, right on top of Garcia. Garcia, you're taking a beating. Open up. Oh, another one. They don't see Steiner, though. Let's get more shots out here. And these Raiders. We're going to smoke that mortar team. Hopefully that'll at least slow them down a little bit. Brunner. Great line of sight. I didn't expect him to be on the hill. I thought they might be, like, in between hills. Alright. Oof. We did get them killed, but what else do they have? So now they're kind of pushing away from us. They want to pull back. Let's stay in pursuit. Oh, yeah. There's more. Come on. Get over here. What do we got? Oh, it's a mortar. It's like a 120 right there, hiding in the trees. Come on. Get in there. Two more are in Rambo's squad, so we have 3 now. Come on, Brunner, you got to get up on that hill. Just get up there, full speed. Stop them from shooting. Rambo's keeping some fire on them. It's not doing a lot to slow them down, but if we can buy a couple seconds for Brunner to get across the water, we can mop up that 120 real fast. Oop, they're returning fire. Steiner's still doing okay. Nobody's detected him. Garcia is down to the last 2 men. Oh, okay, perfect. They've had enough. This was a major victory. The Russians fled and we will advance. We have 5 total infantry killed, 4 wounded, and no vehicles damaged or destroyed. The Russians lost 6 infantry with another 6 wounded. We didn't damage any vehicles or kill any, but I'm not convinced that they actually had any. So let's take a look at the operational briefing. And it looks like... Oh, this was the first one in the operation. That's right. We're currently facing a major defeat here right now, but that's going to change if we can keep moving. This was only the first battle. All in all, that's a pretty strong start. Let's see what our soldiers are doing. So Brunner's experience and morale's going up. Stransky has a little bit of experience increase, but didn't get used a lot. Rambo took a ton of casualties with that 120 millimeter mortar, but somehow the incapacitated man has increased experience and morale. Let's see. Garcia took a ton of casualties as well. 4 KIA, 1 incapacitated. Everybody else is on the up and up with no casualties there. Jorge, I did forget to refill out, but all 4 men that were there are safe. And, yep, everybody else is good. Let's see. What do we got in the kills? Brunner's got 7 infantry. And Garcia has 7 bravery, but no kills. No kills. There we go. Mulligan got 2 kills with the mortar. That's it. In medals, we got some wound badges for Rambo and Garcia. No. Empty. Empty. That's it. Just some wound badges. Let's go ahead and move on into day number 2. Congratulations. You've advanced to the next sector. Your objective is to keep hounding the enemy and make a breakout. Your command continues to be attached to the 6th Army. Refit or replace any tanks in your fighting force. Add armor if you can. Expect enemy tanks, but watch for AT guns as you advance. Use infantry and support teams to engage the Bolshevist infantry forces. Save your heavy weapons for hammering the enemy's armor and AT weapons. The stream running through the southern quadrants of the sector will not slow tanks from advancing, although the forests will. The hills to the northeast dominate the terrain. If you can gain either of them, you can hit the Bolshevist positions with flanking fire and roll up the entire Russian line. The stone buildings offer protection superior to the wood buildings. You can use tanks as infantry support weapons, but don't lose them to AT fire. Complete the breakout, now. Okay, so we have 230 points in this operation, and I think it's time to get rid of Quellis. We are not going to be putting him back into a stug. So let's get Jorge refit, 10 points, and he's going to have his troops back. Garcia needs to be refit, Rambo needs to be refit, and oops, I didn't do it. There we go. I think we refit Matrix as well. I want the rockets back. And then let's unrest him. Now we have an extra slot and still 143 points. So, and in elite armor, we do have a Mark IV F2. That is 116. So if we take that, that's 27. Hugh Jorgen wanted to be a tank. So we're going to get him back in the fight. And then we still have 27 points. I don't think that's enough to refit Stransky with anything of worth. So Munat, you are going to become an MG42. All right, so now both of our MGs are MG42s. We're filled out. We got 20 points left. I don't think we can use 20 points. There's nobody that needs an upgrade. All right, so I see this big hill right here. I kind of like the idea of putting a gun on that. Maybe a machine gun team, something over here as well. And then that should be able to see like across to that one. This one should be able to see down in here into the middle. I think that covers like the whole top of the map. We can get infantry to move around, arcing up there to that 2-story. I like this river approach. Maybe we put Steiner down there and have him crawl up. We just have to watch out for maybe fire coming from that hill in the south. But I think that's a doable option to sneak around the back of the factory. And then we can do it. Oh, hang on. Rocket carrier. That needs to be John Matrix. I almost made that mistake. Apparently it changed his name because we didn't have the vehicle when we refit him. I don't like that. Okay, everybody else looks good though. Oh, tank, light tank. We haven't seen him use a light tank yet. They're already mortaring us. All right, Jorge did it. Ambush, get those guys hidden. All right, drop some mortars on these guys, I think. Oh, we got another squad down lower too. Where's their mortar coming from? Further east. Oh, can't get any shots with the guns. Munat, open up. Yeah, there we go. You can hear that MG42. All right, where is their fire coming from? I don't see anything. No. I hear it. I don't see it. I don't know if it's hidden by the trees. Nope, it's not that far. They are hitting us. Jorge's pinned down. Jorge's damaged. We probably lost the gun. See if we can get these guys dead. Alright. You guys stay hidden. Wow, Jorge's down to 3 men. Wrong facing. Can they pivot? It says it's damaged. I don't know if they can pivot. No, it says he's firing. Okay. I would love to hit that. It's got to be right here somewhere, right? Maybe up there? What's that mark? Is that a guy laying in the crater? Do you see that? Kind of looks like there's a body in that crater. Group leader coming to reestablish command with their troops. We got to get that guy dropped. All right, we're going to move the tanks out, one to the north, one to the south. I'm not convinced that they actually have armor here. They had a light tank, so let's take our chances. Let's get out here and support our men because we are taking a pummeling. We're going to start advancing everybody, actually. So put them on hide, save their ammo, and get them to stay in the trees. I don't want them to crawl up. All of you guys, you're going to crawl through the river. We're going to keep them down so they don't get spotted and get behind that barn. Jorge just keeps putting out the covering fire if possible. Those rounds are really close. He's going to get hit again. Was that it? Is he dead? Is that the red bar? That's like his status, so he's like totally dead. I mean, it says he's reloading. Smoke him real quick. All right. Yeah, there's one guy injured. No target, ambushing. All right, just stay there. Okay, we got some smoke out. Brunner has no resistance. We're going to creep up slowly because we know there were still troops here. There's that 2 squads and then a leader that was trying to get to him. Infantry, start moving up. Waldo, you're going to have to help cover. All right, look at those sneaky guys. They're trying to do the same thing we're doing. All right. Drop some rounds on them. More. And then let's get these guys set on ambush so that they don't give away their position yet. That must have been just about all they had left. We have a minor victory with 3 KIA and 3 wounded. It doesn't say Jorge's gun is damaged, so hopefully we only need a new crew. We did kill 7 and wounded that many more. We killed 1 tank, and that was only because they weren't a very formidable force. They didn't have any other ones. Let's go ahead and take a look through the operational debriefing as well. So we've lost 8 total with 7 wounded. They've lost 13 and 13 wounded. And we've only killed 1 of their tanks so far. And it was just that light tank that we fought in that previous battle right now. So not too much, but we're moving right along. So let's get into the next round. We have a major defeat still on our hands. So we got to turn the tables there for this operation to be successful. If you look through the campaign, we're currently at a major victory if we can keep performing this way. So that's kind of crazy considering we're so early in the campaign. But we've got 32 destroyed vehicles, 30 tanks, 1 vehicle, 1 gun. That's pretty crazy. I wouldn't have thought that when the stuff started. We still need 5 more points for a promotion. The opponent apparently needs 1, but that's not too bad. We're moving right up through the ranks. And you know what? I'm looking at the timer close in on an hour, so as much as I want to get to another battle, I think it's best to stop here so I don't get forced to trim too much. The prevailing opinion is currently at about 30 minutes for a video, so I don't want to tie you down with an hour every day. For now, we'll wrap this up, but click the subscribe button and be sure to come back and see where we go in the next video. Thanks for watching. Ducky out.